Okay, so let's just cut the chase and just get straight to business. I believe that your story is quite an inspiring one. I don't know all of it, but I know at least I know some. I knew how you started. I saw the struggle. I saw everything. I saw a little of it. And so I believe that your story is really going to inspire a lot of young people, especially those who are aiming to, get into the areas that you particularly are in. And so I'd like you to begin by just share a story briefly, how you started and how you transitioned into where you currently are. Or maybe even include who you currently are, your growth, whatever achieved, where you currently are in your growth ladder and all of that. So that people can know who they are watching.
Okay, so I think I will start with introducing myself. My name is Samuel Fajano, and I'm from Nigeria, obviously. And I'm from a family of eight. I have five sisters, and I happen to be the only male child and the last child of my family. So I would say my story started, or I'll start my story from my undergraduate studies. I gained admission into Federal University of Technology, Akure, Nigeria, to study forestry. And the idea or the perception about courses that are really like not perceived as good courses was one of the limiting challenges I faced during my first year and second year on campus. But I was just determined to, break the norm and be an outstanding student, irrespective of the course I pursue. And that was what drove me to becoming who I am today. So studying forestry in Futa was really an exciting journey, starting with the mockery you get from people about the course you are studying and, the uncertainty about the futures because of little or no employment opportunities in this field. But thank God for where I am today. I was able to navigate my way through mentorship with people, through building relevant connections with people who are doing amazingly well in this field, and also putting myself into the spotlight of building capacity through volunteering, attending conferences, reading outside the university curriculum and going extra mile. Now, I would say this is one of the things that's like pushed me to becoming who I am today. And I'm really grateful for God and to God for the exciting journey, the learning process, the capacity building, and how every process has been so far.
Amazing, amazing. So where are you currently?
Okay, currently I'm in Florida, United States, where I'm currently pursuing my master's degree program.
All right, you mentioned something about determination, but before I go into that determination, you said you said you were determined to be outstanding, even though you were in. Now, I've seen many people, our idea of being outstanding, especially in this part of the world, when you're in school and all of that, they say they're an outstanding student. The idea of being an outstanding student is to be outstanding within a locality. So many of us were outstanding within the department. So how were you able to? How were you able to think out of that normal box? That's normal like student. The average student is thinking. The average student is okay. Make a first class. Do this. I don't know. I'm not even. I don't know if you actually graduated first class, but to see how that your determination did not just push you into becoming better within a confined space, but you were able to think outside the box. What inspired that global mentality that you have?
Okay, I'll say my global journey started in 2019 while I was in I think while I was in 300 level.
All right.
And before then, have been curious on what I could do with the program I'm pursuing in FUTA, like forestry. What can I do? And I've been asking almost everybody I meet, what are the opportunities, future opportunities for this course? And most people tell me you could work in the ministry, you could get a lecturing job in Nigeria, you could work in a research institute in Nigeria. But for myself, I had this drive, like I wanted more. And that was the curiosity I was carrying until 2019. Luckily, we had some alumni from the department. They came back to organize a kind of workshop on scholarship opportunities. abroad for forestry graduates. And that workshop opened me to the international opportunities that are available. But I knew as at then I was in 300 level, I could not like start pursuing a graduate program as at then. But I just had this dream. I remember it happened one day. I just out of nowhere, I just had the thought that okay, I'm in 300 level, by 400 level the following year, I would be preparing for internship, industrial training. That what if there are international industrial training or internship opportunities I could
Mm.
prepare myself for. And then at 2019, I connected with one of the like workshop organized facilitators, asked them, okay, what are the things I need to pursue any international opportunity? And he told me about how to cover letter, CV writing, which he had like during the workshop, they like taught us how to do that. So I asked him if he could be my mentor, that I really
Mm.
want to start like preparing for graduate school now.
Wow.
And he was really happy. So I started writing cover letters and my CV and then sending to him to review. And then because I realized also that I lacked the experience as I then to input into my CV, I decided to start volunteering with organizations on campus. I remembered that was one of the things that got us connected, volunteering
Mm.
for
Yeah.
Mastermind Foundation, volunteering for different conservation clubs on campus. And then that was when the repositioning, or let me say positioning for global opportunity started. And immediately ascertained that my CV and cover letter looks good already. I went
Mm.
online to start looking for international, fully funded international internships. And, that was just it. I started seeing some, I decided to attempt some. And then 2020, I think I was in the middle of one that was shortlisted already. Before COVID came in 2020, the program was canceled. And that was when I realized, okay, this thing is possible. And then I continued, following that, applying for several internships. And funny enough, one of the things I would say that I was grateful for was my resilience and consistency. Because I
Mm.
remember between 2019 and 2021, I was getting rejection email from every
Wow.
internship I applied for.
3 years.
Yeah, it was until August 2021 that I got my first international remote
Wow.
internship.
After three
So
years, bro.
yeah, it took several rejections emails to
Wow.
finally meet my first internship program.
Okay, okay. That man, that's really inspiring. I mean, I would have, when you were talking about how you got access to information and all that, I would have thought, anyone could have thought, oh, that's it. They say info, info. But then again, I thought while you were speaking, you mentioned how some people came to organize some, and I was wondering, you were not the only one there. You were
Yeah,
not
it
the only one
was
who got access
organized
to that
for
information.
300 level to 500 level student then.
So what do you think? What do you think is usually the difference? What do you consider the difference between those, the same way a set of people can have access to an information, and then just a handful, just a couple of them are able to maximize it. What do you think the difference between those who know how to, leverage opportunities, leverage information? What is the key difference between those who make good use out of it, and then between and those who don't?
Well, I would say for me, I would say it's the drive. One of the things that like I would say makes people different or makes effort of individuals different from each other is what drives or motivates you. For me, then I knew the kind of background I was coming from. My
Mm.
parents had done their best to sponsor me to their best capacity, and I also knew the kind of future I wanted for myself. And I knew, okay, looking at what was available, especially with the course I was studying, the opportunities available in Nigeria, I knew I could not settle for that because of the dream life I have for myself. So what helped me to actually stand out from that, because I even remembered when I started applying, I know a lot of people, some colleagues, some friends that I told about the dream that, okay, internship abroad could be possible. And they're like, nah, guy, you don't have good CGPA. I was an average student, I would say
Wow,
when it
wow,
comes to CGPA wise. I was on 3 point as at
wow.
then. So the drive was just one thing that helped me. I was like, okay, if I don't have to wait till final year to start exploring some of these things I've
Mm.
learned, let me start preparing now. So that by the time I'm done, the graduate school that was the purpose of the workshop, I could position accurately well for it. And that was it. By the time I was done, I didn't spend up to a year after graduation before I landed my first master scholarship program.
All right, and guys, before, so you don't think that this is just about getting scholarship. Samuel is not just he's not just doing his masters. He has worked with many great organizations. I can't even begin to mention them and all of that. He's actually doing very well as a young man, and I really celebrate him. I celebrate him. All right, Samuel, would you consider yourself lucky? Some people look at it and say, "Oh, this guy is just lucky." You think you are just lucky?
Well, I think one of the lessons or profound things I learned from my mentor before I came to FUTA was that he always tell me that luck means opportunity meeting with preparation. And
Mm.
if anybody wants to say I am lucky, I would say yes. Because if
Wow.
you take my story, those were the bedrock of my luck. The
Mm.
opportunity were there and I was prepared. Like I
Wow.
mentioned, while I was preparing for graduate school, like learning how to write CV, cover letters, I saw internship opportunities abroad, remote, for in-person funded and all of that. And because I had prepared, I had
Mm.
everything required to apply for that. I know several people too that might have come across those opportunities, but because they are not prepared, they won't be able to maximize it. So if yeah, I would say I am lucky, but then the
Wow.
bedrock to being lucky is preparation,
Preparation.
opportunities. Yeah.
I think that's one very important thing. All right. So do you provide a kind of mentorship? Do you have a system of mentorship for those students who are also aspiring to the kind of great things you have done? Do you have a kind of mentorship system?
Yes, I think for the past 2 or 3 years now, I've been providing career mentorship for students and young people, especially in the environmental space, helping them to navigate opportunities in these spaces. And last year in 2024, I organized two different cohorts mentorship program. First one was focused for undergraduate students on career building, helping them learning how to, brand themselves, position for remote opportunities, global opportunities, while the second one was for graduate students that was focused on how to position for graduate school opportunities. So hopefully this year, I'm hoping I'll still be able to organize mentorship programs. And the lucky thing is that I have friends and amazing people within my networks that sponsor some of these mentorship programs because they
Wow.
are paid programs. But we often have scholarship available for people through sponsorship from my friends.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to drop I'll speak to someone later. I will drop a link if there is maybe a way you can reach out to him or a way you can connect any of the amazing stuff they're doing. Then I'll drop a link. So before we go, Samuel, do you have like one advice for young people who are trying to scale up the ladder of leadership, maybe in academics in different areas? Do you have any advice for young people out
I think for the past many years now, I would say one of the best advice I'd always given to people is number one, dream big
there?
and build God. So there's a place of you seeing a bigger picture of where you want to be and then trusting God for it. And secondly, while you are dreaming big, build yourself. There's a
Wow.
place beyond dreaming alone. There's a place of you building capacity for
Mm.
what you are going to become. So build yourself, and the best way to build yourself, which I know a lot of people run away from, is through service.
Mm.
Service, learn to
Service.
serve people. As many people that wants to attain leadership, one of the key um let me say key access to leadership is through service. Learn how
Mm.
to serve. Serve when
Wow.
there is no reward attached to it. That's one of the best way to attain like the best kind of selfless leadership. And I remembered with my own story, I'd served several organizations without getting a dime, doing different things. And those are the things that's helped me to build a lot of leadership skills that has helped me even with the organizations I work for right now. So build capacity through service, and also lastly, my last advice is that don't give up on your dream. No
Wow.
matter how long it
Mm.
takes, don't give up. I can tell you the results at the end of the day would worth the waiting endure, resilience, and consistency. I think that would be all from my end.
Wow, thank you so much, Samuel. I think I really love the way you ended the advice. Don't give up because truth be told, it's not going to be as easy. You know, people can look at you and inspire us. Okay, I'll start writing cover letter. I'll start doing this. I'll start doing that. And then after 5 rejections, they give up. So yeah, don't give up. If you're watching this or a young person out there, don't give up on your dreams. Samuel, thank you very much. I really appreciate you coming to. I really appreciate you coming for this show, as I call it. All right, God bless you. I believe we'll be in touch. All right. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank you
much.
so much for also giving me the platform to share my story.
Yes,
And definitely should keep in touch. If anybody wants to reach me also, I'm available on LinkedIn as Samuel Fajano. I'm open to connecting and collaborating with people.
all
Thank you,
right,
sir.
brother. Do have a wonderful day. All right.
Yeah,
Take care of
bye.
yourself, man.